show me the money. That's what your salespeople are thinking when they join your company. That's what they're thinking at their performance appraisal time. That's what they're thinking all the time when they go out and sign up a new client. I want you to discover the 9 different types of compensation that are most common in sales organizations and the 4 variations of pay that go along with those. And that's what we're going to cover on today's episode of The Dave Lorenzo Daily. My name is Dave Lorenzo, and today we're talking about the 9 different types of sales compensation that exist. So if you're a salesperson out there, you need to look at each of these types of compensation and think about ways you can maximize your pay. If you're a sales leader, I'm going to give you some new ideas for how to compensate and motivate your folks. And this is just part 1 in a 5-part series. So make sure you join us for the other 4 videos on sales compensation. It is so important to motivate your people in the right way. It is so important to take care of your folks, and it is so important to provide incentives, financial incentives, to grow revenue that I wanted to make a 5-part series specifically on this topic, and this is just part 1. So today we're talking about the specific ways to compensate salespeople. And I call this episode Show Me the Money because I want you to show your sales team the money. And if you're a sales professional out there, think about the 9 different ways you can get paid. The first way, of course, is straight salary. Now, straight salary is not all that common in sales. I see it a lot in the hospitality industry, for example, where the salespeople answer the phone and they help the client find the right venue for them. Those folks are generally compensated on straight salary, but it is the least common way to compensate someone in the sales industry today. Your salary could be paid weekly, it could be paid bi-weekly, it could be paid once a month. It's not all that common to have simply a straight salary, but it does exist. Compensation method number 2 is straight commission, and this is very common. You go out and you sell a product, you get a percentage of the sales from that product, a percentage of either the revenue or the profit. We'll talk about that in a moment. You get a percentage of the revenue or the profit from the product. The more you sell, the more you make. Your income is uncapped, but you don't make any money unless you sell something. That's called straight commission. Number 3 is variable commission. So, for example, you go out and sell something. For the first 10 units you sell, you get paid 10%. For the next 10 units you sell, you get paid 15%. For the third 10 units you sell, you get paid 20%. This is variable commission. Variable commission can also exist if you sell different types of products. So, for example, on the Do This Sell More show, my Thursday interview series, we talked to a gentleman named Pat Murphy, and Pat was a manager with Heartland Payment Systems. Those folks are on commission, and it's commission only, but the commission is variable. They get a different type of commission if they sell card processing versus if they sell payroll. So your company could choose to provide an additional incentive for selling one product versus another product. And that incentive can be an added commission, it can be a greater commission. So it's a variable commission, and the commission can vary by product, it can vary by volume. The 4th type of compensation method we find in sales is residual commission. You sell a product today, you get paid today, and you get paid for the life of that customer. Sometimes the residual commission is for the length of your employment with that company. Most times the residual commission is for the length of the relationship with the customer. If you're with XYZ company for 5 years, but the customer stays with XYZ company for 10 years, you keep getting paid for the 10-year time period the customer is with XYZ company. That's called residual commission. The 5th type of compensation is a bonus. You may get a bonus for initially signing up a client and then get a bonus at the end of the year for hitting certain targets. Companies provide bonuses for all different reasons. A bonus is usually an incentive to do something, And a bonus is a great way, if you're a sales leader, to motivate people to do certain things or to behave in certain ways. The sixth type of compensation is an override. Overrides are most common when you're in a management role and you're working with salespeople. So you have 10 salespeople under you, you may get 2% commission on everything each of those 10 salespeople sell. The override is an incentive for you to help other people be successful, so you get an additional commission on top of what you sell based on what other people sell. And that's typically called an override. The seventh type of compensation is a draw. I want you to think about a draw as a salary that's paid, and then the company will take that money back out of future commissions that you sell. So, for example, you sell 20 products and your commission on selling those 20 products is $20,000. You were paid $10,000 at the beginning of the month, so the commission they have to write you a check for is only $10,000 because you kind of got an advance payment on those commissions. That's what a draw is, and it's called a draw against a clawback, and the company technically claws back the money they paid you in advance out of your commission. So it's a draw against commission or a draw and clawback compensation system. The eighth type of compensation system is a compensation system which gives you an incentive based on the total volume of sales you make in your territory. A few weeks ago on the Do This, Sell More show, we talked to Cody Reed, and Cody Reed was the automotive general sales manager at a car dealership, and his folks get paid a commission on each car they sell, and then they get a bonus based upon selling certain vehicles at in certain months or at certain times of the year, and they also get an additional payment based on the overall volume. So if they sell 15 cars in a month, they may get an additional bonus, which is a territory volume bonus. If they sell 20 cars, they get another bonus. And if they sell 30 cars, they get a final bonus. And then if they're the top salesperson of the year, they get a big lump sum bonus at the end of the year. This is what I call a territory volume payment or a territory volume bonus. It's based upon how many units you sell of a typical product or service. Sales compensation method number 9 is client lifetime value or client longevity. You get a payment for however long your client stays with you. So at the end of the year, if you've had a client for the entire year, you may get a bonus or an incentive payment for that specific client. If the client stays with you for 5 years, you may get an incentive payment for that particular client. I've seen this in the insurance industry. I've seen it in consulting. I've seen it in all different types of professional services where client lifetime value is phenomenally important. So let's take a look at those 9 different types of sales compensation methods again. Number 1, straight salary. Number 2, straight commission. Number 3, variable commission. Number 4, residual commission. Number 5, the bonus. Number 6, the override. Number 7, the draw against the commission or the draw against the clawback. Number 8, territory volume or sales volume. Number 9, client longevity or client lifetime value. Now, there are 4 different ways commission can be calculated. Commission can be calculated on gross revenue. So you sell the product, it costs $10, the commission's calculated on the $10. Commission can also be calculated on what's called cash in. You don't get paid when you make the sale. In a cash in method, you get paid when the client pays the company. You sell the product today, and on a gross revenue method, you sign the deal, the client signs the deal, you submit the paperwork, your next paycheck, you get paid, regardless of whether the client pays or not. On a cash-in method, you sign the deal today, client signs the deal today, you submit the paperwork, client pays on the 30th, you get paid the next paycheck after the 30th because that's when the client paid. That's called the cash-in method. The third method of calculating the commission structure is on the net profit. And the net profit could be the profit minus the costs to build or develop the product. Now, I don't want to quibble with gross profit versus net profit. It's basically your commission is calculated on the profit margin that the company makes. So let's say the product costs $10 to sell, it costs $3 to produce, the profit is $7. You get paid commission on the $7 versus on the $10. The final method of calculating commission that's most common is net profit collected. You sign the deal today. The client signs the deal today. You submit the paperwork. You look at what the profit is going to be. The company and you agree the profit's going to be $7. The client pays on the 30th. You get paid your commission the first paycheck after the 30th on the $7. So the 4 ways to calculate commission are on gross revenue, on cash in, on net profit, or on net profit collected. If you're a sales manager or you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, I want you to look at each of these commission methods and decide for yourself what will motivate your sales team to get the results that you want. A commission structure or a payment structure, a compensation structure for a sales team should be designed with the end result in mind. What do you want to accomplish? What's most important for your business? And then you shape your commission structure around that. You have to keep in mind that you also need to be competitive in your industry and in your geography. If everyone in your industry is paying people one way and you think it's a competitive advantage to pay them a different way, try it out. Consider it, because payment doesn't have to be the same as everyone else in the industry. In fact, the most successful companies I know have really creative payment structures, and that's what attracts the best people. Think about these commission methods before you structure your next payment plan. Think about these commission methods every year when you're doing your budget, and focus on how you can drive the right behavior with the right pay plan. I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I'm here every day with another edition of the Dave Lorenzo Daily, designed to help you make a great living and live a great life. I want you to come back and review the other 4 videos in this series. Remember, this video is just video number 1 in the series. The other videos are listed right below this one. Please watch all the other videos in the series so that you can make sure your compensation is structured appropriately. And if you're a salesperson, make sure you know all the different ways to get paid out there. There are different companies using all of these different methods. Until tomorrow, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I hope you do this and sell more. We'll see you right back here in the next video in our sales compensation series.